All right, boys and girls, Nono's back, and tonight, chicken cacciatore with homemade polenta. Love polenta. It'd be even better than morning when I fry it up with some eggs. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So, about 3 pounds of, I'm using just chicken thighs. You can use all the parts if you want, but they need to be meaty, so no wings. Bone in, skin on chicken thighs. I got my Dutch oven here. Turn it on medium high. We're gonna get the pan nice and hot. I'm gonna cook the thighs. I haven't done this in a bit. I'm a little out of practice. Skin down 3 to 5 minutes. Get a nice crisp on them. Turn them over. Do the same thing. They've been seasoned with salt and pepper. Yeah, and then we're going to pull those out, and I'll tell you what's next when we get to the next part. I had to change angles. All right, got the thighs are all browned off. I'm going to put those over here. Pan's still pretty friggin' hot. So in here, I'm going to put in, what is this? This is an onion, cup or so, a carrot, and then a bell pepper. So I'm gonna just toss this in. And you're not gonna watch me saute this up, but I'm gonna cook these for a few minutes just so I can get them softened up. And all that beautiful browning that was on the bottom of this pan, free flavor, as my friend Lou would say. We don't give up free flavor. So let's cook these down. I'm gonna cook them down. I'll be back when they're done. All right, so that's what we got going, sauteing right now. It's beautiful, and you can see on the bottom there all that brown from the chicken that I was sauteing. It's all in those vegetables now. So we'll be back. All right, how you doing? All right, so this pepper's green pepper. My onion and my carrot have been sauteing, getting a little soft. So now I'm going to take some garlic. I think it's like 3 cloves that I shredded up. I'm going to mix that in. You never have too much garlic if you're Italian. So I'll mix that in. Boy, that's delicious. All right, then next thing I'm going to add in is some baby bellas. I've sliced them up. Let those cook down for a couple of minutes, and then after these cook down, I'll be back. All right, back. Next thing I'm going to do is find my tongs. Tend to set shit aside and forget where the hell I put it. So I'm going to take my my chicken thighs. And I'm going to take them and I'm going to set them back in the pan here. Turn that heat down. So it's going to be a little tight, and that's okay. So to this, I'm going to add a can of crushed tomatoes, 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. Just pour those babies over the top. And I'm also going to add a cup of white wine. I like to use vermouth. It's been said that if you wouldn't drink it, don't cook with it. And vermouth goes into, this is white vermouth, goes into a martini. And actually, if you want a perfect Manhattan, you can use a little bit of sweet and dry vermouth. So into there we go. I'm gonna let that simmer 40-ish minutes or so. I need to make sure that my chicken thighs are at 165 so I'm eating safely. So I'm gonna turn that down to simmer. Over here, we got the pot going. Turn that down. That's 4 cups of salted water for my polenta, which I will start shortly, and we'll be back when I start that. All right, so polenta time. I have not made polenta in years. I remember my great-grandma Kashi making polenta, big dish of it, and my grandfather, my mom's dad, told me stories about during the Depression where they might have polenta, as he said, polenta, might have polenta 3 days in a row, and they ate at least. So 4 cups salted water. It's a cup of yellow cornmeal, and you get the whisk. Once it gets thick a little bit, I'll be using a wooden spoon, probably my grandmother's actually. So I'm going to slowly pour this in, and I'm just going to whisk it, and whisk it so that there's no lumps. And then I'll have to do that every 5 minutes or so. I have to whisk it, and then I'll turn it down to low, let it simmer, half hour, and then you'll see what I do at the very end. Keep you attentive with a cliffhanger, not a hang cliffer. All right, so I'm going to keep using the whisk on this because it's still moving pretty good. All right, so it's not too hard to run the whisk through there. When it gets to that point, the old wooden spoon, which I got cracked in my ass a few times as a kid. Not this one. That one's in the Italian Mother's Hall of Fame. My mother sees this, she's going to kill me. So, anyhow, I keep this covered, and this pot here, because polenta goes everywhere, is broccoli, one of my favorite vegetables. So, I'm going to keep this going. When it's done, which you know when it's done because you got to use the wooden spoon to stir it, I'll throw the last stuff in. We'll be back. All right, polenta's done. Well, I'm calling it done. So into this, I'm going to throw in a couple of tablespoons of butter. And if you watched any of my stuff previously, you know, like, I measure very carefully. Like 2-ish tablespoons of butter. All right. That's in. Half a cup of shredded Parmesan. I'm going to take this off the heat. I'm going to stir this in with the old wooden spoon. And then I'm going to cover it and let it sit for about 5 minutes. And we'll see if I did my grandmother right in making it. Find out. It tastes done. We'll be back. All right, here we go. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Chicken's done. Fucker's hot. So I'm going to plate, and then you'll see what we got. All right, here we go. Chicken cacciatore with creamy polenta, a little broccoli on the side. It smells delicious.